Ikuzo.
Hypothetically speaking, even for exhibition match, if Tyson versus Vladimir would happen again, whose corner would you choose?
Yeah, that's a good question. And people ask me, media asked me when I was working with Tyson Fury, what Vladimir would think, right?
Yeah.
And I said, no, you know what? Vladimir is such a classy man that he knows my job is to take care of fighters.
Yeah.
And he knows that he's my number one, right? And I'll tell you stories about Vladimir will blow your mind, right? But he knows I'm there to take care of fighters. That's my job. That's my job. But there's a certain bond that I've created with Vladimir and Vitaly, because I was with them for so many years that, when we get deep into the conversation with them, whenever you want, I'll share some details. But Tyson Fury's, so getting back to that question, I would go with Vladimir because of the respect factor. That was it. If I had a choice of one or the other, of course, it'd be Vladimir. No doubt about it.
And wishing Vladimir all the good luck out there on the battlefield. Now that's just stuff. That's the real battle down there.
It breaks my heart every time I see Vladimir, because he's kind of like the face for Ukraine and speaking up. Does a lot of mentions and all that, and it breaks my heart. But there was a lot of great moments that I had with Vladimir and Vitaly, right? And I'll tell you, well, let me see here. I'm gonna let you listen to this first. All right. So in the movie, and you guys are the first ones to kind of pick up on this, right? Because I know you guys have a good show, and I'm gonna show you some stuff. So in the movie for Creed, they were using me not only as an actor, but as a consultant, because I told Michael B. Jordan, I want this stuff to be official. You're representing my sport. And they were open to that. So in one of the fights, they give away the WBC belt, which is the green championship belt, right? So they asked me who should give the belt away. And I said, well, let me give you the history. The WBC belt was created by Jose Suleiman from Mexico City. He's the president of the WBC. So it should be given away by a Mexican fighter or a person. So in the audience, as the extra, there was one guy that was about my age, a tie and all that. So I chose him to give the belt away. So going fast forward, I was doing a show in Dallas, boxing show, and Mauricio Suleiman, the son is there because the father passed away. So I'm telling him the story of how we represented the WBC at its highest point. And then we start talking about Vladimir and Vitaly. And he says, let's take a picture, let's send it to them. So I don't know if you can see this, right? Let me see here. Yeah, okay. See?
Yeah, we can see it.
All right. So Vladimir sent this, bro. And well, I'll just listen to it. I think the speaker's down here. Hold on. Let me. Yeah. You tell me what you think after this. Hold on. Ready?
I do very bad.
Can you hear it?
This stage with whom I spent so much time talking, and he actually saved my career on a lot of different stages. If Stitch wouldn't be in my corner, I would not make the record of 12 years being a champion. So that's so great to see both. And Stitch is the man.
Could you guys hear it?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it choked me up, man, because he could be dead anytime. He was in danger for him to have thought about that. But let me now give you some insights as to why he said those things, right? Yeah. So the first time I worked with, goes back to December the 12th, 1991. Vitaly says 1992, when the Soviet Union first broke. All right. Well, we took a team of professional boxers and kickboxers to Kiev to fight the Ukrainians, right? And at that point, I had a kickboxer, Mark Longo, world champion kickboxer. So we went with some boxers that we all met in New York and went to Kiev to fight these guys. Well, the Klitschkos they were young, but they were already big stars. There were big posters of them on the walls and all that. And so I got to see them, but I never met them. And when they came to Las Vegas to train, I mentioned that opportunity that I was there. And the next day I brought the poster, everybody had signed it. And so that's how we started and communicating, right? So when Vladimir and Lennox Lewis were in the movie Ocean's 11,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I was I was Vladimir's cut man in the movie.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
yeah, so it was, it was great. I got to meet everybody. But then later on, when Vladimir had lost his world title to Lehman Brewster, and he had come back, he was with Emmanuel Stewart. So used to co-host a radio show like this, and me and my friend are watching people walk into the MGM for a fight, and Emmanuel Stewart's walking by. He's commentating for HBO in his tuxedo, and he comes by and says, "Stitch," he goes, "I want to talk to you about Vladimir." So I talked to my partner. I said, "Wow, did you see what I saw?" Well, the next day he called and says, Vladimir said he wanted the cut man that was in the movie with him to be his cut man for the fight. That was me, right? So, yeah, so of course, So when he fought DeVero Williamson, my first fight with him, he actually gets a bloody nose in the dressing room. He's warming up and he hits himself. And I'm outside the tent. I'm watching the fight. Says, "Hey, man, come here, man. You got to come work on Vladimir." So that was my first thing. But during the fight, all right, he's looking okay. He's not looking great. He had just lost his world title, and he has a tough fighter, DeVero Williamson. First 3 rounds, he won them. Okay. The fourth round, he gets dropped with a quick flash. All right. So as you look at this, I work with numbers. I'm looking at the scores. It's 3 rounds to 2, right? And in the fifth round, he gets a headbutt, unintentional headbutt, and it's that big vein we have. It just breaks it. And I've worked on those in the UFC many times. So at that point, I knew that those are extremely hard to stop because it's that big vein. So the blood's going to get in your eyes. But as he sat down, I whispered to him and Vitaly, and Emmanuel Stewart's on the other side. He couldn't hear. I said, "Look, you're winning the fight. You got a bad cut. I'm going to have the doctor stop the fight." So when the doctor comes, they said, "Well, what do you think?" I go like this, and I open it up. And they stopped the fight. It went to the scorecards, and he ended up winning the fight. And then solely later became world champion. So I got him to that level, right? Yeah. And that's a story very few people know. So, but I'll tell you the end of it now. The end of it when he fought Anthony Joshua, Wembley Stadium.
Awesome fight.
Tremendous. Just the energy level was tremendous, right?
Amazing.
And I've been with Vladimir and Vitaly through all these their fights. Vitaly, when he came from retirement, he started off with Danny Williams, and
we
so
grew up with them here.
Pardon me?
We grew up with them here. They're met.
Yeah. So So Vladimir's going to fight Anthony Joshua. So I didn't get there to London until Thursday night because my daughter Carla had gotten married in the island of Crete. So Thursday I flew to London, and Vladimir was staying in an apartment, but I didn't see him to the weigh-ins. So we're at the weigh-ins. I'm talking to him and Vitaly and Jonathan Banks and the team, but Vitaly and Vladimir, we're going over how you feel, any problems, any issues. So I understand, we go over the concepts. But at the end, I put my hand on Vladimir's shoulder. I said, "Look, don't worry about nothing tomorrow. I'm going to take care of you like you're my son." And I leave because I know, remember we were talking about the mind? I know the night before, these guys can't sleep. They're this and that. So here's where the barn burner comes, bro. So here I am in front of 90,000 people, all you guys around the world. Vladimir and I are this far apart. I'm putting the final Vaseline on him. And he says, "You could call me son."
Oh, damn.
Bro.
That's crazy.
It gives me chills even just telling you now.
Yeah, I got chills.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but I knew that I had gotten into his head on a positive side. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so his comfort zone was good. And it was one of the best fights he's ever had. Whether he won or whether he lost, it was like a Rocky movie, I told him, because the fans were, "Please go, please go, please go. Joshua, Joshua." Yeah, it was that kind of fight. And now Vladimir and Anthony Joshua are best of friends. So he calls me up. We're back home now. "Daddy," he said, "Daddy." We talk and all that. But months later, I didn't want to ask him, but months later, I saw him in Germany. And I said, "Vladimir, that moment, why?" That's all I said. "That moment, why?" He said, "Stitch, there's very few people I trust in my life. You are one of them." Bro.
That's amazing. That's something.
It's phenomenal. Vitaly, you know, when I'm saying goodbye to him in the dressing room, and he puts his hand on my arm and on my shoulder. He says, "Tish, I love you. You've been with us for all these years. You are always welcome to my house." You know, and yeah, so these are the moments I've had with these guys. You know, and they're all special, special moments you just can't buy.
Yeah.
You know? So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So there's more than just being a cat, man. It's just so more. It's your life. And the beautiful story you told us with Klitschko's and you, and it was crowned with statues. Am I right? You got some statues from Vitaly and Wladimir.
How'd you know about that?
Did my research.
Huh? Yeah. You know what, man? These guys, of all the people I've worked with, and I've worked with so many great fighters, so many great people, they're not even a close second, man. Everything that they've done first class, and they treat everybody with respect, and that's where, you know, I am, and just very, very humble people, but they could fight. Yeah, so they made some statues. Here we go. I'm gonna show you, man. Look.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's
Awesome.
nice. That's nice. That's nice.
So the thing about it, they're about this big. They're about 2 feet tall. They weigh about 35 pounds. I put it in my luggage because, well, what they did is to say goodbye, to say thank you.
Yeah.
They flew us all to Austria to their training center. Beautiful hotel, snow. I mean, it's gorgeous for the weekend, just to say thank you for being part of the team. And they presented us with these, and but it was so heavy, it broke my luggage. But, you know, but I got it home.
Yeah.
That's good. You still have it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't have there's no memorabilia on my walls.
Yeah.
The only thing that I have is the statue in its own place right now.
We stay genuine, uncensored and unscripted, and we always will, as we have to order our usual. Share us and subscribe us, and stay tuned until the next Wednesday. Ikuzo!